What's up guys, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are going to talk about while loops in Python. So the syntax for while loop I have just typed it here. As you can see, you put a while, then you put the condition in and the code that it is going to execute. I'll give you an analogy here by using a meme that I found on the net. In this meme, as you can see, it says that a wife calls her programmer husband and she tells him, while you are out, buy some milk. And after that, it says that he never returns home. So, what is the meaning of this meme? When the wife told him that you should go, while you go out, buy some milk, once he steps out of his house, he has to go to buy his milk, and after that he cannot come back because he's still out. So he's in a loop, he's buying milk, and he has a lots of milk, so he never even returns home. So he just buys a lot of milk. So that's what this meme means. And we'll go to our PyCharm ID. I'll open it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this meme, and I'll bring more and more fun analogies in this playlist. So if you haven't accessed the playlist, the Python playlist, make sure you do. So I've opened my PyCharm ID and I'll make a new file and I'll name it as tut14.py. After that, I'm going to initialize a variable. I'm going to put I is equal to 0, and after that I'm going to write while I is less than 45. It's just a condition. And as I talked about the colon, that if you want to go to a movie cinema, you need a ticket. Just like in Python, if you want to enter if else statements, if you want to enter for loop, and if you want to enter a while loop, you have to put a colon. So I put a colon in front of the condition, and now I have entered the while loop. In the while loop, I will execute that. The program should print that I is 0. Okay, so if I run this, as you can see, it is printing I0 continuously, and it is using my processor so much that the processor is getting heated up and the fan is being used in my PC at the moment. I'm sure in your fan, if you run this program, your fan will be activated as well. So in this, why does this keep coming? Why does I is equal to 0 print infinite times? Because while I is less than 45 is always true for every iteration. When while I is less than 45, that is when 0 is less than 45, it should print I is 0, and after that it will go back to the while loop and it will check, that is I is less than 45. As you can see, we haven't changed I in this case, so it will print again and again because the condition still remains true. So if I increment I, if I write I is equal to I plus 1, that means it will increment itself. That is, if it is 0, after one iteration I will be 1, and after the second it will be 2. So if I run this, as you can see, it has printed I is 0 45 times. And if I write I is comma str I, if I run this, as you can see, it has printed I is 0, I is 1, I is 2, and it will go up to 44. Why it won't go up to 45? Because when I is 45, I is not less than 45, it is equal to 45. So this condition will be false. But if I make it I is equal to or greater than 45 or less than 45, then as you can see, it has also printed I is 45. So it was just due to the condition that I was printing till 44. So that's how the while loop works, and you can also add true inside the while loop if you want the condition to go forever. I mean, if you want a program to run as iterations as possible in infinite iterations, so you can put the boolean variable, the condition, as true in this. And if I run this, as you can see, it prints infinite number of iterations. I'll stop this program at the moment, and instead of true you can also put 1. So 1 does the same thing, it prints infinite number of iterations. If I run it here, As you can see, it is printing it infinitely. I'll just stop it because actually my processor is getting burnt at the moment, so the fans are really making a noise. So I'm just going to stop the program. And why I've put here, because guys, in programming, one is true in boolean, and 0 is false. So whenever someone asks you that in boolean type, that is true or false type, what is 1, you have to reply that it is true, and what is 0, you have to reply that it is false. Just keep that in mind, that 1 is true and 0 is false, because this is asked in many programming interviews. And many people ask me that should I use for loop or should I use while loop. Guys, it depends on the program that you should use for loop or while loop, because I really cannot tell you that which one you should use without looking at the program. It differs between different types. So I feel that in some cases for loop is good, or in some cases you might have to use while loop. And it depends actually. So, and people talk about time complexity of the program, but for a beginner, as the majority of the people who are watching this video and are following my playlist, I feel that they are beginners, so they should not focus more on time complexity and in what time is the program finishing, how much time it is taking. Your main focus should be only on to solve the problem. If the program is taking 1 or 2 minutes to solve the problem, it's okay. But never think about the time complexity at this stage for a beginner, because time complexity you can learn it afterwards, but you just have to try to build your logical skills. And don't worry about the time complexity, just worry about solving the problem. So use for loop and while loop in different cases. And this is how the while loop works. I'll just add 20 as the condition, and if I run this again, as you can see, it has printed from 0 to 19. And if I put I is less than or equal to 20, as you can see, it has printed up till 20. So that's how the while loop works. It is not similar to the for loop, but the machine code for both loops boils down to the same method, but I won't go deep into it. So this is how the while loop works. And hope you have accessed my playlist. You can click on the link in the description for the Python playlist. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. Until then, I'll see you next time.